Aloha everyone, my name is Alessandro and this is the Temple of Surf, the podcast. We'll give you full access to the best surfers, skaters, shapers, surfboard collectors, shop owners in the world. Discover with me their stories, the greater successes, amazing behind the scenes, and much more. Aloha! Welcome to the fourth episode of the Temple of Surf, the podcast. Today with us from Australia, Claire Bevilacqua. We discuss with her about surf, her Italian roots, surf culture, and much more. Mahalo! Hi Claire, welcome to the show. Where are you today?
I'm in Yallingup, Western Australia.
Fantastic. How's the surf over there? Now it's like summer. It's the start of the summer, right, in Australia?
Yeah, it's just changed weather the last few days. It's really, really warm. It's spring, and everything's starting to get dry already. And we basically have waves every single day. So it's just another day. It doesn't matter if it's winter, spring, summer. There's always waves.
Cool. I wish it was like that all over the world, even where I live, but it's not really like that, nevertheless. Today we're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about many things. The first question that I have for you is, in your opinion, what is the most important thing in surfing?
To have fun.
As simple as that, right?
Yeah. Just have fun. Be a good energy, good vibe, good fun.
Exactly. And if you have fun, no matter if you are like a pro surfer or just like a Sunday surfer, is the same feeling, right?
Exactly the same.
Exactly the same. What was your first proper surfboard? I mean, not the really first one, but the one where you like, I don't know, was like maybe given to you or you purchased.
I learnt, pretty much the original way that most people from my generation did. You find a surfboard or you get given a surfboard and you take it down the beach and you practice until you work out how to use it. And so mine was just a surfboard that I found in the rubbish bin down the road from my house. Somebody had thrown it away and I took that and that was it. And from then I saved my money and got better equipment, but that was my first board, just un pezzo di merda that somebody had thrown in the bin.
But you kept it or you throw it or you gave it to somebody else right after?
I kept it.
Wow, it's amazing, right?
Yeah.
It's not for everybody to keep like the first surfboard, even if it was trashed by somebody, it's still with you.
It's not looking very nice, but it's still there.
I guess so, right? Okay, that's interesting. So I'm interested in now. Let's say the first part of the interview, we talked about you as a surfer. What was the defining moment of your career so far, in your opinion?
I think when I was very young, I was only 20, 21 when I qualified. And that's, now it's a lot younger, but I was still very young. Only a few years passed from being in high school and living at home. So I think when I qualified for the first time, just a girl from Perth, from a city with very bad waves and humble beginnings, nobody surfed in my family. My brothers surfed, but I didn't surf with them. I was raised by my mother, a single mother. So I think from coming from where I did and realizing that I'd made it, I think that was probably just that feeling of knowing that I finally made it. I was there.
Yeah. I don't know, but I guess, like if you have a low expectation, whatever you reach, it's just an achievement and you are so happy about it, right?
I didn't have low expectations. I always expected to perform, and I think failing wasn't acceptable for me. I wouldn't have given up. I don't think. I would have found a way. That's my personality, to find a way to get what I want.
Yeah, maybe I said it wrong. Like low expectation is not the right phrase. I'm sorry about it. Yeah, I meant, like if you're young and you achieve something, and you were maybe not expecting to do it.
No,
Great.
you don't expect it because you don't know. And women in my generation had only just begun to make good money. So, it was this change coming through where it was a real job and it was a real way to make money, and it was respected, because my father, very, traditional Italian, raised in the generation of Mussolini in his town. It was hard for him, and being raised by him and my mother, who were very old and very traditional, they couldn't understand that I was just going to the beach and going surfing and getting, a paycheck. So this was a big surprise for me, a surprise for my family. And I think they never really could believe it until, finally I finish, and you look back and you're like, you look around what you've created and you're like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was a good ride.
Definitely. But the rides still continue today or no?
I'm always riding. I'm always riding something, riding my bike, surfing, riding, I've become very comfortable where I am now, and it's harder for me to leave. It's just natural evolution of a woman to want to remain in her nest. Like I've built a house here and a home here, and it's hard for me to leave. I still have the fitness and the hunger to perform, but flying and traveling and staying in hotels and things like this, it just doesn't really interest me anymore.
Yeah, it's quite heavy, right? To travel the world and to wake up in different places and compete.
Yeah, it's as you realize when you get older, you like the routine, the consistent routine. Alzati, bevo un cappuccino, 2, 3, and just have my routine every day and wake up. I know there's going to be waves. If not, I have jobs to do. I like this lifestyle. Whereas before, you never knew where you were going, if you would get there, if your bags would get there, if your plane would crash. It's too much stress.
Yeah. I guess 3 cappuccinos are much better than all that, right? I mean, at least the logistic part.
Yeah. I have a good lifestyle now, and we'll see. I never know with me. I'm like this. I have some time out, and then I come back, and then I have some time out. And I gave a lot of my energy to the Olympic qualification. And when it didn't happen, and traveling with the coronavirus and all the testing and isolation, it didn't feel good anymore to be like that in this environment. So for me now, it's just a little bit of time out.
So you will not try Tahiti 2024?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Right now, I'm at home. I have a normal job. Not a normal job, but I have, a good job, and I surf every day. I feel good. I have no stress, It's we'll have to see. I would love to, because I love the Italian team. My team is like my family, and I want to see Italians do good in anything, because we're good at everything. So we should be good at surfing too.
Sure.
So yeah, I want to support the Italian team. That's my passion. But right now, I'm not too stressed, because the traveling situation in my country is still really bad.
Yeah, definitely. Like Australia was one of the places where there was lockdown after lockdown after lockdown. So it's still going on.
Adesso, ancora così. Never ending.
Never
ends.
Sorry for that.
I feel like it's just like, I can't even believe this world that I live in right now. So for me, I'm safe in my little house in the middle of the country.
Okay.
In Western Australia, and I'm not going anywhere.
No. No, but maybe soon the borders will reopen and people can fly like maybe like before. And yes, yeah, there are so many ways to support the Italian teams at the Olympics, right? You can compete, but also you can coach younger athletes, and share your experience.
Yeah, I love coaching, and I love to be a part of the Italian team because I was raised to believe that I was Italian. I was raised in Australia, but with very strong connection to my home in Italy and my culture there. But yeah, I still feel like I have the surfing ability in me to compete at a high level. It just depends on on what happens. It's still a long time off, so we just wait and see.
How do you see surfing evolving in Italy? I mean, from you're living in Australia, from far, from close, there is a lot of great surfer coming up, right?
Yeah, well, it's like Florida, like the waves are terrible in Florida. The waves are terrible where I lived in Perth City, but I live 3 hours away from the best waves in the world. But same with Italy. You're close to France, Spain, Portugal. There's no reason why you can't, before COVID, we were traveling a lot, and the Italian surfers were confident because they were able to access all of Europe very fast.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why it can't evolve. I mean, Leonardo is incredible. He's on the world tour. He's Italian.
Exactly. Leonardo is, of course, the one of the strongest one, but there are so many coming up. And look what happened to Angelo Bonomelli. He was almost there at the Olympic Games. So let's hope for the next Olympic Games more Italian.
Yeah, I mean, Angelo the same. Like he's born, he's raised in Costa Rica. But he's an Italian boy, and he has all his family in Italy as well. You go where you have to go. It's surfing as a job. It's your career. You have to move for it. So I don't doubt that there's going to be natural, talented athletes in Italy. It's just they have to be able to travel and be comfortable with that and perform under that situation.
Exactly, I agree. So before we were talking about women surfing, and you were just saying about the pay, and so equal pay, and it's been like a fight and an achievement, right? Maybe not yet fully achieved in surfing. What's next in women surfing, in your opinion? Maybe talking about quality, inclusion. What's next to achieve?
It's weird. The industry is strange. The equal pay is great, but the pay is only for the girls at the top on the world tour. They've made the tour smaller. I don't really think that it's evolved as a whole for everybody. I think the rich people are getting richer as per usual. This is normal, and that's just the way that I see it. When I came up on the tour, there was a lot of variety. Everybody was sponsored, lots of French girls, lots of South Americans from poorer countries, a lot of Australians. And then, the system changed again, and we had the recession and everybody got dropped. Yeah. Now the equal pay has come through, but small amounts of girls are getting sponsored and the others rely on scholarship from the country, but that's just the industry. We need surfing just to become more popular and mainstream for it to be really something that can grow where everybody is benefiting. But that's part of surfing. We like to keep it a secret to ourselves. We don't want it to go too mainstream. But yeah, I like to just see, rather than the money and the equal pay and all that stuff, I just like to see the talent evolving. I want to see young girls doing the airs that they're doing and being able to train in the wave pools and things like that. For me, it's never really been about the money. It's been about the progression.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. And also, I guess today there are many, many more men and women that are surfing, right? So we already, what you were saying before, there were already let's say, it was more people were competing, more professional surfers were competing, but nevertheless, today the amount of surfers that want to try, it's huge. And so there is no space for everybody in terms of money, but also in terms of competing ability. And that actually is good and bad at the same time, because in a certain way means that the sport of surfing is getting bigger, and there are more surfers. On the other side, it's like to be sponsored and to have that chance to compete is getting harder and harder and harder, because there are not so many companies that can just drop money all over the world. So.
Now it's very much it's like snowboarding, like it's a rich man's sport. To do the tour, you have to have money.
Yeah.
When I started the tour, we didn't have any money, and we all stayed together and, caught the trains and the buses, and we lived very with a very small budget. So it's hard to do it like that now, because everybody has coaches, they have trainers, they have their family. It's a rich man's sport.
It's like X Games, right?
Yeah.
But then there are things like, I don't know if you heard about Pauline Metzger, right? Australian surf champion, that was able to get through the crowdfunding, the money back of her victory in, I think it was 1970, I don't remember, 1980 maybe. And that was an amazing thing that happened, because at the end of the day, people are still willing to support good causes and maybe give back, no? So
yeah, there's definitely that now has become normal, where we can ask for money and support, and it's not a bad thing, and people are happy to do it because it's good karma.
Exactly. Good karma. Yeah, I like that. In your career, you met a lot of surfers. Was there a meeting with one of them that particularly impressed you, or that was particularly meaningful?
That's a really good question. Obviously, being a young girl and meeting the stars, like meeting Kelly and Lisa Anderson, that took my, that was amazing for me, because they're the gods of the sport. But I think the first day I met Keala Kennelly and spent time with her, she was very much like me in that she was different, like to all the other girls on tour. Were definitely very original and black sheep, very outspoken and loud and crazy, and we like to party. And so when I met her and could see that she could be crazy and fun and party, and then still be the best woman on the biggest days and win contests and do TV shows, I think, and then be just like my sister, just be my friend and just be a normal person and look after me while I was on tour in this new environment. I think her influence on me would probably be the biggest.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Indeed, it's great to have somebody looking after you when you are on tour.
She's a bit older than me, and she was big wave world champion only a few years ago, and she keeps having her hip done and her back done and everything, put back together, and she still goes. She's really strong. So it was probably the most influential person.
You told me before that now you are at home, you have a job, you surf, but do you have a project that maybe you wanted to do and you haven't done it yet, and then maybe you're considering doing in the future?
When I stopped competing about 8 years ago, I had some time. I had a break. My main sponsor, Qualcomm, they dropped me. I had just turned 30. So it was a big life transition for me as a woman. Turned 30. My sponsor of many years said, ciao, arrivederci, buon fortunata. And I had to work out, what else I wanted to do. So I did coaching, and I had a lot of success with that, with coaching in the state here with the youth. And then I decided to build a house. So I built my house from the dirt. I lived in a caravan. I bought a piece of land, put my caravan there, and I built the house with my friends. So between that and coaching and just finishing my house and having some consistent relax.
Yeah.
Not relax, but just not so crazy, because coaching children in waves here with the sharks and the big waves is dangerous. And then building a 3-story house, trying to have a house like the houses in Italy, that was a big job too. So I did 2 big ticks.
Okay.
So for now, I don't know what's next. I felt like it was something to do with the Italian team, but we'll have to see how the traveling arrangements happen in the future, because I would really like to be a part of it. And I have a home in Italy and I love Italy. I want to go back, but I have to take it just day by day until things are a little bit more tranquilo. It's too crazy right now.
For now, let's enjoy the cappuccino.
Now it's like no crazy COVID, mask wearing, traveling, quarantine, hotel quarantine.
Yeah.
It's too much.
No, it's too much.
Basta.
Okay, we're going to finish our interview with a short Q&A session. We ask this question to everybody on the show. So answer, please, the first thing that comes up to your mind. The best surfboard that you ever ridden?
The one that won the contest.
What was that? The
one that won the competition.
Okay, any board that won a competition.
Any board that made me money.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Your favorite shaper?
My shaper is Gavin Upson for Wonder.
Okay. Personal question, your favorite song? What you're thinking?
Maybe Caruso by Andrea Bocelli.
Okay, that's good for the Italian listeners, right? No, not only for them.
I am a nonna in my heart.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. Your favorite surf spot?
Pipeline.
And who is your favorite woman surfer of all time?
Steph Gilmore.
Okay. And the last question is a little bit unusual. I ask everybody on the show. Don't ask me why I thought about this question, but now it's after 80 episodes. I'm asking to everybody. I want to know your best relationship advice.
Best relationship advice. Smile and say yes.
I like that. Easy, right? No fights, basically.
No complications. Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Big smile.
Fantastic. Thank you, Claire, for being on the show with me today. And I look forward to talk to you very soon.
No worries.
Grazie. Ciao. Hi, it's me again. I hope you enjoyed our today's episode. If you want to know more about us, please follow www.thetempleofsurf.com and all our social media. Mahalo!